Hello, Targar friends. Hey, everybody. It's Jason Blaha here, and once again, it's time for another Orc Mode workout. And today was Max Effort Press Day. But a quick reminder for those of you who watch these videos, please remember to click like down below. I didn't put up the preview for the Training Max today because it's the first time I've missed anything in a while, and I thought I would just explain it in the video. I haven't missed any presses for a couple months. I decided to do dead pin with a wider grip. Now, keeping in mind, my wider grip has gone up dramatically. It's the strongest it's been, I think, since I've been on YouTube at this point. And we could calculate what my true max would be based off the different bands chains and my paused rep work. And so I thought this was going to be easy. 275, by the way, was my previous best ever on this variation. Coming off these pins with a straight bar, with a wider grip like this, I've never done more than 275. That 275 felt like a warm-up. Like, I got 315. I made 3 attempts. 2 of them I broke it pretty far off of there, and I just couldn't lock it. And the difference here, and I think I see where a lot of my weaklings are. I like to do a lift like this every now and then to see what's going on. Because on this last one, when I strained there, I felt like I almost pulled my triceps. My triceps felt like they got borderline strained. And again, I've benched quite a bit more than that recently. I mean, you guys watched me do 315 with chains added, and the chains were adding weight at the bottom, so it was more than 315 even at the bottom, and it just blasted right up. I think a big difference here is the way I'm learning to do my wider grip, my bar path. I'm learning to use a lot of lat to blast me out of the bottom, because people point that out on all of those, even with the different lifts I've done, like, wow, you're just exploding out of the bottom, right? But I rely on that heavily. I rely on my lats to help drive me out of the bottom. And I felt a ton of tricep there. Okay, I felt a ton of tricep, which means I need to keep pushing the JM presses real hard. I can't afford to back off on the tricep work. I feel like the incline benching is carrying over a lot to this as far as the pec and the delt. But I need the triceps, because when I did a lift like that, I realized that my triceps can very quickly become a weak link if the bar slows down. I have to have them to drive through. They don't seem to be bothered much if I just explode and use my pecs and lats and everything to drive out of the bottom. When I can't use the lats, like I did on the pin press, it became very tricep dominant. And we know my triceps need work. They've always needed work. I'm going to have to keep doing the JM press. They've always seemed to do the best for them. But we got PRs on everything else today. Literally every other exercise today I got a PR. Went up to 285, got 3x5 pause bench. Now, I didn't feel like I had another rep in the tank, right? Because I did a weight bump, went up to 285. Plug that into a calculator. To do 3x5 with it means it's probably 80% of my max. Means I should be benching 350 plus again. A lot of my band and chain work would suggest the same thing. Okay. I think I'm building up a lot of fatigue from this training cycle. It's been a good while since I've deloaded, and even though my volume is more reasonable now, I used probably more volume than I should have earlier in the training cycle. It's caught up with me. Okay, it's caught up with me. I'm gaining muscle, which is why I'm able to blast through all this rep work and hit PRs. But I feel like the peripheral nervous system is kind of pushing its limits. It's like, okay, these maxes are getting tough. And I don't even think it would have been that bad had I chose a different variation. It's that dead pin that got me. And again, it shows how much lat I have to use out of the bottom. And I use that to my advantage. I'm going to keep building those lats up too. I might as well. They help blast me out of the bottom of the bench. But we PR'd the rep work. Same thing, I went over, I'm like, oh man, now I'm up to 285. That's what I've been using for these stricter rows. So I went ahead and did 6, 6, and then 7. Right? I'm like, I got to keep this ahead of my benching. So next time we'll need to bump the weight a hair on these. I also went over to more of my Olympic bar rather than the deadlift bar. I don't know, I feel like it interferes almost with my rowing mechanics. I feel like I'm stricter with this bar. And I've been using it to toughen the hands up, but I feel like my hands are tough enough. I feel like my grippers help toughen them, and they're just going to have to keep up. You know, and I'll find out how they're doing next time I pull without straps on a deadlift, which, you know, I've kind of got a game plan for that. But, again, I'm going to be adjusting everything based on that. And what do we know for weak points right now? Look, realistically, hip extension, triceps, high priorities for me. High priorities for me. But again, I've got to build all that back up too. So we're doing a lot of different pulls today. Even though it's like, oh, if you're trying to bench specialize a little bit, and I am actually, my benching is going to take a little higher priority for a little while. Now that I can do it all healthy, and my shoulder health, I was really happy. This morning's the first time I've been able to do a dead hang without pain. And actually I did one yesterday, it was the same way. Held on for 20 seconds. I did one for 25 seconds this morning, just a dead hang with my full body weight. It was uncomfortable, but I didn't feel any pain. All right. That is amazing for me. Oh, and I'm over here talking over one of the most important things. I've set a benchmark to get to 225. I got 3 sets of 5 on the incline bench, on a 45-degree incline, 225, paused. That's a bit of a milestone. I want to keep going up there. But I mean, remember when I first started inclining again, because I hadn't inclined, and it was so weak. My max wasn't even 225. It was pitiful. Well, now that's 3 sets of 5, and they're paused. They're paused. Well, mostly paused. But very, very happy with that. I was hoping I was going to be able to be like, oh, I'm going to come in for this last set and I'm going to knock out 6 reps. Because I got 7 with 220 last time. Not today. Not after all the other heavier work and missing that bench. I didn't have one. This was all that I had. I didn't have a 6 rep. And I think if you guys watch the grind on the 5th rep, you'll see, yeah, he really didn't have another rep. Not with a pause. Maybe a touch and go if he really kind of let his butt come way up off there. You know, maybe. But the last rep, it was tough. Of course, but I sink and drive, and I do these low on the chest now. I found that works best for my shoulders. It works best for me getting pop out of the bottom. I go pretty low on the chest, and I've practiced doing that with the incline. It's all about controlling the eccentric. But it lights my chest up. So the incline, I pretty much just feel it in my chest and delts, front delts. I don't really feel tricep on that, but the flat bench, my triceps, I feel them a ton on the flat bench. So we need to keep working those triceps, and we're just going to keep training the incline bench. I feel like it's at the rate I'm going, I don't need to do anything really special for it yet. You know, some of the extra shoulder work I'm doing might be helping a little. Just keep working on my triceps and just work on the pause, work on it. Just keep pushing it. We PR'd this again today. Went up 2.5 pounds. I got on my reps. I kind of struggled on the last rep of the 3rd set. The grip was a little dicey. But the first set, I felt like I had reps in the tank. We're up to 235 for 3x10 with the axle bar. And anyone wants to argue about that, you can clearly see my plates. You can clearly see that's a 55 Rogue. You can clearly see these are calibrated plates for the blues. Okay. There's no ambiguity here. And this is clearly a fat bar. The grip training is coming along great, and this is one of my staples, and then just all the static holds with the Captain's of Crush grippers where I just squeeze it and hold it. I'm not trying to do reps anymore. That really became a problem for me. Just doing 1 to 2 sets of that every day, just holding it to failure pretty much, combined with this, seems to be working wonders. Right? It's working great. I mean, I remember when the goal was to just get to 220 on this for a set of 10, and it felt hard. And I got there. Now we're at 235. 235! I mean, we're up to the point where I'm getting back stimulation from these, not just grip training. Real happy with it. JM presses. I decided to do 4 sets today instead of 3 because I need the extra tricep work. The extra set would benefit me. We're sticking with the 155 for now. The first set I wasn't happy with it. It didn't feel right. The next sets felt better. Always seems like I need a set of these to kind of get in my groove. But you know what? 4 sets of 12. And here's what we need to look at. We need to look at this technique I'm using and maintain the same form and get progressively stronger. It's like, okay, if my triceps are kind of a weak link right now, I need to get my triceps 10% stronger. Will that carry over to 10% more bench? I don't know. I think between the incline, which seems to definitely help me blast out of the bottom, And the tricep work, we should see the bench continue to climb, right? Especially now that shoulder health is so much better. But I need to watch the exact technique I do on this, and I need to see a proportionate strength increase without my elbows dipping any lower. And that can be a little hard to judge. That's why I have to film it. I need to film these from the side so I can see what's going on and see if it's the same. But just, it's 105, the heaviest weight I can handle without dipping my elbows low. And I need to build this up. It's like, okay, can we get this 10% stronger? And that literally means just getting to 115, which I felt like I didn't like the form when I used it before. So I need to be able to use this same form, get it another 10, another 15 pounds on the bar. Okay, we need to get up to the 115, 120 while maintaining this form. And I'm hoping I'll see some direct bench carryover to that. But this is all pretty simple right now. My bench programming is very straightforward. We hit random conjugate maxes using the different variations, doing pause bench, doing incline, trying to just get progressively stronger with 3x5s and AMREPs, and pushing the JM presses. I will use other variations of stuff as necessary, but I feel like right now I'm not seeing any overuse issues. Okay, I need to watch the elbow health with the JM presses. That might be the one thing I need to change up more than the benching and the incline. But I feel like, again, I've got a lot of room to grow there. Benching is my weakest lift by far. By far. I literally, for my bench to be considered on par with my squat, I need to basically be benching 400 pounds for them to be equal. And a lot of guys, well, this other guy has a weaker squat than you, benches more than you. Yeah, but he's disproportionate the other way. He can't squat. Okay. If you bench 385 and you squat 500, you're disproportionate. Right? But I need to be like benching 385, 390, 400, something in that range for it to be caught up with a 600 squat. So I am going to focus more on the benching and just building all the muscles of the upper body. And we're going to focus on, again, the lifts we need to do, which we're seeing. Again, so that I'm getting some bicep work and I'm continuing to get lats and lower traps and stuff, which I need. The supine grip inverted row. Because I don't know if I'm comfortable doing chin-ups again yet. I actually did one today, and I'm like, I don't know. Felt a little funny in the shoulder. It didn't hurt. Just felt funny. I don't want to risk it. This will work for now. And I had to add weight today, and we got 12 by adding a 17-pound chain. 3 sets of 12. All right, 3 sets of 12. About where we want to be. And as these get stronger, we'll add more chains. Because body weight, I did 16. We added a 17-pound chain. But that was just the first day coming back. His strength will go up a little bit. But again, it fills in a lot of the gaps that I need. Right? Fills in a lot of the gaps that I need. It's not quite as upper back dominant as the other rows I'm doing. It's more bicep, lat, lower trap. Okay? So I did my 3 sets of that. They went well. Happy with them. And these are pretty much limit sets. When I'm getting to the bottom on the 12th rep, I feel like I can't pull myself up one more time. So we're pretty close to our limits on these. And I feel a lot of bicep. So bicep is definitely a weak link on these, obviously. But we know I need more arm. And then I finished off with just 3 easy sets of hang pulls. I didn't push them hard. I don't want to push my shoulder. Like I didn't feel last week like I was safe to do these. This week I do. They were completely pain-free. I didn't go super heavy. I did 225, just got power, 3 sets of 5. I could have easily done another 50 pounds. Okay. Just want to get into the motion of some of these. And the eccentric overload from this will still probably cause some hypertrophy in my shoulders anyways. You see all these bodybuilders talk about, eccentric training, and they don't even know what it means. They've never looked at the studies on eccentric training and hypertrophy. It's not doing 6-second negatives. That actually causes less. This is eccentric-based training. You are lifting, it's basically, if you look at it as an upright row, I can't do 225 on an upright row. Probably not. Maybe 185, maybe 190, but I'm doing the eccentrics of the weight that's heavier than my max. Okay, that's eccentric overloading, and it builds the entire shoulder girdle. So I just knocked out 3 sets of these. My shoulders feel great. I'll progressively work these up in the future. Pretty happy with today's workout. All the stuff got stronger other than the max, which again, I probably went too heavy for that lift. That would have been a 40-pound PR. So I hope it has been informative, and I will talk to you guys next time.